Hello everyone and welcome to P2 Plays, a place where we play card games, video games, and miniature games. Well, today's deck profile is over at Ignister's. This is the deck I played on stream on the 9/10 Yu-Gi-Oh stream. So I wanted to share this fun deck profile with you all. So let's get into the main deck here. For the main deck monsters, we'll start off with 3 Picari. This is your searcher for all your AI, spell, and trap cards, and also you can target one of your Ignister monsters and make it level 4. Next we have 3 𝐼𝐾𝐒. 𝐼𝐾𝐒 basically gets you to any level 4 or lower Ignister monster. That's really strong because that's how you can get into your Picari or Doan, continue your combo lines that you need for this deck. It does have a start the battle phase. You can banish this guy to destroy your own Cyberse monster. I've never really used that, but it is there if you so wish it. To Doan. Doan will on play add you a guy from your Ignister monster from your graveyard to your hand. This is how you cycle back the element you don't use for your field spell. So if you normal summon a light or a fire, then you go the field spell's effect to summon Doan. Doan then gets you back that normal summon monster. And then when he hits grave, he allows you to add back an AI spell or trap card back to your hand. And then the one-ofs, we have 1 Buru. You use this for its tuner capabilities. It also sends the Danmari to the graveyard. But you need Buru with to go off of Wicked. And as mentioned, Danmari, when you're at the arrival, this becomes basically an Omni Negate, banishing it from the grave. Then we have 1 Hiari. It can special summon itself to the field if you control an Ignister monster. It's just another extender. And then we have 1 Gachari Ignister. It's just here to special summon itself to be a 3K booty. And then also if this card sends from the field to the grave, you can target 1 monster you control. That target's unaffected by your opponent's card effects till the end of the turn. So really nice. So that is the Ignister monsters. The other monsters we play, since we are a link heavy deck, is 3 Parallel Exceed. A lot of times in my games, I sided out down to 2 Parallel Exceeds. I never really feared it. There's only one time I did when I accidentally hit it with a Pot of Desires, the 2 I had in, so 1 actually got banished. But most of the time 2 was enough for me. I didn't really see it a lot in my hand, but maxing out on it is very strong. This is how you can basically go into your rank 4 Ignister monster. Then to my hand traps, I'm playing 3 𝐕𝐹𝐾. This hits just a lot of stuff in the format right now, and Ash Blossom I still think is a very good generic hand trap, but the hand trap lineup between 𝐕𝐹𝐾 and Ash Blossom, feel free to swap that up to however you want it. These 6 spots are kind of just free for you to do whatever hand traps you think are best for you. For our spells, we have to play 3 of the Ignister Island. Ignister Island allows you to special summon a level 4 or lower Ignister monster from your hand as long as your main monster zone is completely free. But there is a stipulation to that where you can't summon that same element. So if you summon a light with this effect, you cannot summon another light. So the reason why you have to use Doan to get the attribute you have not yet special summoned with the Island card. If it's in the graveyard, you can banish any Ignister card from your graveyard to basically set this to the field. So really nice to be able to constantly recur it back to your field. Then we have 3 𝐼𝐾𝐒. This is the searcher of the deck. You are going to reveal a exactly 2300 attack point Cyberse monster, and then whatever attribute that Cyberse monster is, that's the same Ignister monster you get to your hand. So if you reveal a dark, then you add Doan. If you reveal a fire, you add 𝐼𝐾𝐒. So it's really nice. The one stipulation is that if you do not summon the monster that you showed off with 𝐼𝐾𝐒, or 𝐼𝐾𝐒, however you want to say it, you will take that 2300 attack points to your life points. So just be a little cautious with that. Most time in my games, I just showed off the fire one. We'll see the Heat Leo. I did constantly take that life points, but there's a lot of times where I'd show dark Templar, but wouldn't take the life point damage because I would summon out Dark Templar. We have 3 of Sign of Mining. This is just, it's really good. It searches out any lower Cyberse monster. Again, if you get this to your hand, you can basically just start off your combos. This gets you into 𝐃𝐒, 𝐼𝐾𝐒, whatever you need. 2 Idol Reborn. This is basically the in-archetype monster reborn. You basically target 1 Agnister monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and also you cannot special summon monsters except Cyberse monsters. Not really a problem in this deck. This whole deck is about Cyberse. But also you can banish this and another banish this from the graveyard and 1 card from your hand, and then target 1 AI spell, except itself, spell or trap, and add it to your hand. So really nice. This deck is 42. My locals has a lot of people who like to play Mystic Mind. This deck does not have a good out to Mystic Mind, so I just put in some Cosmic Cyclones here, made it 42, so that I have an out to Mystic Mind. If you want to main this and just make it 40, go right ahead. I like the 42 here because the Cosmic Cyclones never really came up, but they're nice to have. Then the one-ofs, you have Terraforming to search out your field spell. Eye Contact is if you have 2 field spells in your hand, as long as one's on the field and the other one is in your hand, you can reveal the other one in your hand, put on the bottom and draw 3, so it's a really nice. Called by the Grave, because it's called by the grave. Upstart Goblin, and then 1 Pot of Desires. When I originally built this, Pot of Desires was at 1. I don't see myself actually being able to really put this to 2. I think 1 is good enough, because most of the time I don't really see this. Most of the time I open up my combo starters anyway, so it's not all too hard to draw into my starting hand my combo starters. But this is still nice. I would say maybe bumping it up for something else, taking something else out to bump it up. But yeah, I still think it's a very good card, and I'm glad it is back at 2. And then finally, for the traps, the last hand trap in the deck, Infinite Impermanence. Infinite Impermanence is just amazing. It hits practically everything on the field. It's really, really nice. But again, if you don't like Infinite Impermanence in your deck, change up the hand trap ratios, Forbidden Droplets, anything you want. I will let you know that this deck does struggle with a few hand traps like the Biru. You go through your 5 summons very quick in this deck, so I definitely recommend, if you have it, probably finding space for Crossout Designator and a 1 of Nibiru so that you can do it. Heck, you can even throw Nibiru in as one of your targets for the Ash or the Effect Veiler, throwing those in as like a target. So you have the Nibiru in your deck, and then you can just have the Crossout there as well. But that is the main deck. As I said, 42 cards. It's only 42 because of the Cosmic Cyclones, because of my local scene liking to play, play Mystic Mind. But anyways, to the extra deck, we have 2 Dark Infant Agnister. This is a very strong card. This facilitates the entirety of the deck. I'm glad this is out. Dark Infant, when Link Summon, will grab you the field spell. So 𝐃𝐒, this, and then Terraforming are all a copy, basically, of the field spell. Now, most of the time, 𝐃𝐒 is going to search you out 𝐼𝐾𝐒, but if you already have 𝐼𝐾𝐒 in your hand, you can go 𝐃𝐒 to try to bait something, and then Dark Infant to try to bait something. So you have 2 chances of getting the field spell, plus if you see the 1 of Terraforming. Also, when a 23 or 100 attack point Cyberse monster triggers its effect like Dark Templar, then you can chain the quick effect here to move it to whatever the zone this points to. So if it's in the middle zone, it goes 1 over wherever this arrow points, and then you can change its attribute. So a lot of times I would change it to Divine to allow me to go into the one and only Arrival. So very strong card. Some one-ofs, you have Kotalk or Heat Leo. I barely go into this. This is just here for the fire, but it does come up sometimes. The Dark Templar is basically what you want to go for all the time for your thing. So what you do is, once he's summoned to the field, anything that's summoned to his link zone, he can then special summon Agnister monsters up to his link zone, up to his available link zone. So most of the time you'll go Dark Templar, Chainlink 1, and then Chainlink 2 once you go into the Dark Infant. Then you go Chainlink 2, Dark Infant moves, you'll get all 3 of these zones. But it's really nice. Again, if you want to check out what all these combos do, make sure to, of course, go to the stream video, of course, linked down below. and you can see all the combos I do with this deck. This is very, very combo related deck. Again, reason why it loses a lot of time to Biru, but I love this guy. Then your rival, the rival Cyber's Agnister 1-of. You don't need any more than 1-of because most of the time your opponent cannot remove this. This is completely unaffected by all card effects. It gains 1,000 attack times the each different attributed monster used to create it. So most of the time I use 5, so it's going to be up to 5k. Other than that, it's 0. It's unaffected by everything, and then once per turn you can basically blow up a monster, summon out a token. This is a house of a card to try to deal with because he's unaffected by everything. So once he's slapped down in the field, not much can really get rid of him. Now, yes, Super Poly can still get rid of him and other ways to remove him, but he is a house of a card to try to get removed, not mentioning he is 5k. So there are still ways to remove him by battle, like Access Code Talker, punching over it, but it is quite hard for certain decks to actually get over this man right here. Moving on, we have one 𝐓𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐒𝐿. I made this, I think, twice, but it is still nice to have it in here. He basically is a negate to any trap card. I actually negated a evenly matched that actually was misplayed by my friend in round 2, but still pretty cool. I still love it, really strong. Then we have 2 Transco Talker, the man himself. Basically, he just allows you to special summon out any Cyberse monster. Normally, it's going to be 𝐒𝐲𝐾, and then you're going to take 𝐒𝐲𝐾, Buru, and Access Code Talker to go into, of course, Dark Templar. But still, he's very strong for his co-link ability, and of course, once per turn specially summoning. We got 2 Splash Mage. I use this quite a lot. Most of the time, I just use Splash Mage to get into the Link 6 necessary, the material necessary to get to the Link 6 arrival, but a lot of times I can make this as well. He's just nice to special summon out any Cyberse monster in defense position from my graveyard, and then goes combo from there. We have 1 Security Dragon. Once while he's up on the field, he can just spin something back as long as he's co-linked. So, not bad. 𝐒𝐲𝐾, all 𝐒𝐲𝐾 is really here to do is just get you Buru. So what you do is you summon 𝐒𝐲𝐾, then you summon any one of your Agnister monsters off your field spell, you trigger 𝐒𝐲𝐾 Chainlink 1, the Agnister monster Chainlink 2, and then you'll grab Buru, and then you'll take the Agnister monster, 𝐒𝐲𝐾 to go in Transco Talker, then you'll summon out the Buru, and then of course go Transco Talker effect. So really nice. Update Jammer, I've yet to make him, but he's still very good for the OTK strategy. You can go him and Transco Talker to basically OTK your opponent, but still he's very strong. Never sleep on the man. The Agnister Pegasus, you go with this for Buru, and then you basically, when you go to after you do Dark Templar, you use Buru and one of your level 4 Agnister monsters. You make Agnister Pegasus. Buru brings back the one you used for a synchro material, and then basically you then take him and go into the arrival. This is really nice because if they destroy your field spell or any of your back row, you can trigger to spin something back. So really nice. And then the one of Light Dragon Agnister, he doesn't come up a lot, but he is nice. He's good for detaching material, destroying face-up monsters your opponent controls up to the amount of Agnister monsters you control, and not mentioning that when an Agnister monster, not mentioning when a Cyberse monster attacks, you then can basically summon out a Cyberse Link monster from your graveyard. So really nice to summon out and go for those swings and go for those gains. But anyways, there is the extra deck for you all. Now, I'll show you my side deck here I was playing for the event, but side decks basically are what your local scene are, what the competitive scene is for where you are. But for me, I got 3 evenly matched. It's evenly matched, folks. It's super strong, super powerful. A lot of decks. I've seen a lot of branded on my locals. I've seen a lot of fusion decks on my locals. Tier Lens is a fusion deck. So Dimensional Barrier is here to stop that. When you're going second, I highly recommend Dark Ruler No More. You don't want your opponent stopping any of your combo pieces. You just want to be able to combo into the your big guy. We got 3 Lightning Storms. It's Lightning Storm, folks. It's very strong. It's good for going second to clear back row. This deck doesn't like a lot of back row. You can't. I can play through it, but the problem is if you see like strikes and stuff that destroy your big guy before he gets to resolve himself on the field, it hurts when he's gone. And then I have the 3 Ghost Ogre because Adventure is annoying. You want to make sure you hit the Adventure, the Faithful Adventure, so they can't resolve and go down the Adventure package. But that is my side deck. But overall, I love this deck. I really do love Ad Ignisters. So do let me know down in the comments, what are your thoughts on Ad Ignister? Do you think it's a cool deck? Have you played it? What are your thoughts on it? And then, of course, go check out all the gameplay of me playing Ad Ignisters so that you can get a good feeling for this deck. And we'll see you here next time on P2 Plays.